more ways to add your garment or your linen to your journal for the Just Junk Journal Challenge 2. Stay tuned. Hi everybody, it's Julie. I'm here with our next video. We are going to use the fabric from our garment and or our linen. If you're new to my channel, I put up a crafty video every day. Usually it's junk journaling or paper crafting. Sometimes it could be home decor or some other craft, as well as shopping hauls. So if you're new here and you like that sort of thing, make sure you hit the subscribe button and ding that bell so that you will know when I put up a new video or I am live. And so I'm using this skirt. It's got some ruffle. It has something inside holding it together, some kind of a, looks like it probably used to be elastic. So I have that. And then my linen piece is this doily that we are using. So we are going to go ahead, and I have ripped the bottom ruffle off of the skirt. I have gone ahead, I've cut, this is the bottom seam, and I've ripped that. So I have this that I can use. I have ripped several of these strips, and so that gives me some more fun stuff that I can use. I've ripped a piece that is about almost 4 inches wide, and I have this little one that is about 2.5 inches. Okay, so, and then I've frayed the edges, which actually happens when you're ripping it, but sometimes where you do the start, you might have to fray it a little bit. So I have all those pieces I'm going to work with. And so let me show you some of the things that we've already done with the with my garment. So I added this tab, and it was at the point where the ruffle starts. So this is the seam and the ruffle, and I made a tab. I've added an edge to this tuck pocket. I have used the ruffly edge and stapled it on to this pocket that we made, and so we have that. And then the actual book, we have a strip that we used for the outside. I've used a piece of the skirt to cover the whole inside of my cover, and then on the pages I've also used the garment to edge the pages. Okay, so that just gives you some ideas of some of the things that we've already done with the fabric. So I am going to, next, I have this, and it's going to go into the journal as a page, but I want to cover this 50 down here. I'm going to use one of my stickers from the address label page, and I'm going to stick that on, kind of centering it in my little patch here. And then, being that it's a patch, I am actually going to let it come off the edge a little bit, just like that. And I am going to use the thread that I have, that I'm using in my binding. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hand sew this on. I'm going to leave my string down at the edge, and I'm going to go ahead and sew it into the corner here. This was an afterthought, but that'll be fine. And then just go ahead, and I'm going to just do like a basting stitch here and go all the way around it. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do that real quick. Okay, so I've gone all the way around. I'm going to come back, and you see where I had the thread sticking out the end at the from the beginning. I'm going to go ahead and tie these two together, And you can go ahead and just like you would add something to the ends of your strings for a signature, you can go ahead and add something here. So like sequins or something could be added here, and I think that would be, can't grab it, would be really, really fun. So that also gives you this look on this side, which is kind of fun. And so one of the other things that you can do, because these are going to be in opposite parts of our journal, is we can go ahead and come around here, and I'm going to go ahead and rub this down. Over the stitching. I'm embossing the stitching through the page. Might be easier to use. Yeah, there we go. And it will just give us the outline of the stitching that we used on the other side, and it will come through onto this page. So what we might use, this is the sponge that we said we were going to use. If this doesn't work out, you can always cover over it. Okay, so that would just give you a light stencil. I don't know if you can see that, but it's embossed there. And I'll probably go ahead, come back, add one of our stickers in there. There we go. And you could go ahead and sew around that too if you wanted to. And so that is using your fabric and adding a patch. And so let's go on to our next little fabric thing, and that is we're going to stamp on our fabric. So if you have plain flat fabric like I chose here, go ahead, and I'm going to use this stamp from my stamp set. I did let you use a stamp set in this challenge. So this is for the January Just Junk Journal Challenge. So this is, I'm making items for my journal, and there's a list of things that you can use. You can find the details for the challenge in the description box below if you're interested. We're having a lot of fun over there. People already have finished their challenge journals, and then others in several different places of working on them. So you can also go ahead and color your flowers with your stamp pad, or I'm going to use my second pen, if I can find it, is my yellow pen, my favorite yellow pen. There it is. Okay, so you can go ahead and color these flowers. So you're able to use 2 pens. Okay, so I've done that. Then I'm going to come in from the side and just make this look like it's highlighted in the front. Okay, and let's see if I can get some of this ink down here on the bulb part. So if I had a pen there, I'd go ahead and, if I could use another pen, but I can't. But I do have my other stamp pad, and in honor of my mom, her favorite-ish color. Okay, you know what? Let's try the, I don't know, I haven't tried this before. This is my paintbrush. Okay, so it just gives me the green there. Okay, so now I have a stamped on little flip, and we can go ahead and add this to a page in our journal. And because it's fabric, I am going to use fabric tack to put it down, and I'm going to put it here on this page. So just going to go ahead and put glue down in a line. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and let this go off at the top. That'll give me some fun trim off the top as well. Okay, so there we'll have a fabric flip that we've stamped on. So again, you could do your little patch like we did on the other one. You could stamp on your patch and put your patch in as well. So it's kind of fun that we're able to use some, to use the stamps. I did use my archival ink by Ranger, and seems to work really good. And so there we have our flip. So coming back to the piece of fabric that I have, let's go ahead. So I'm just going to go ahead and tear it just like that. It gives me straight edges and also frayed edges, which look really cool for what I'm doing here. Okay, so again, now I have my linen. So my linen is this doily, and so one of the things I want to do is add it to this, a couple pieces of it to this pocket. Okay, and I liked this one because it was dirt colored. So just adding we'll go ahead, and if you wanted to have this done ahead of time, you could go ahead and attach this to a strip of paper and then be able to glue your paper onto paper. If you're trying to get things like made ahead of time. But here we go, we can just add that, and that will decorate. And if you end up with a little extra on your fabric, it should just pull up like that. Okay, so there gives me another just added little prettiness to, and this can become a pocket in your journal. Now you can go ahead and sew this in. Again, you know, you can sew it, or you can use your fabric tack and put it down. And you'll see this one's going to go a little bit off the edge, but this will give us a pocket. If I go ahead and just use one of my edges to measure it, and then I can put my glue onto my paper. And that will give me a beautiful linen. And of course, if you're if your garment is colored, and if on these fabric pockets, you can even have them come down off the edge so that you'll have fabric off the edge there, fabric off the edge there. You'll have fabric off the top if that's a look that you like. Okay, so we're just going to let this dry. If I'm still working with this, one of the things that I'll do is I'll go ahead and put like a plastic pocket or two so that the glue doesn't go on to the next page, and then I can go ahead and close it. So there's our flip and our other pocket, and of course you can stamp on that pocket too if you wanted to, but there, that's going to give you a place to put something, and it's really pretty on the wallpaper. Okay, so with the doily that I chose, one of the things that I can do is, of course, I can add an edge using the doily just like it was lace. It's really pretty cool that you can just cut these pieces and they work fine. They stay together. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put it on this last page. Oh, wrong glue. I'm going to use my fabric tack again because it is fabric. The lace, it will bond better and more quick. Okay, so I've cut this off of my doily. I'm going to go ahead. This is the outside of the doily, so I'm going to put that on the outside, but I do want to line this up on all the way down the line of glue. Okay, so that's going to give me another decorative edge that I really like. We'll still have our flip happening, and go ahead and put this here so that it doesn't distract from any other thing. And then the other thing that you can do is I can use a piece of this lace, or this doily, as a belly band. Okay, so I'm going to come in. Could also use this as a pocket like this, but it could be a belly band where you're just attaching the outside pieces. Okay. We'll line it up so that make sure that we get our glue in the right spots. Come over and put them on this side as well. Okay, I'm going to put these ones that go on the center down first because I'm going to allow these ones to hang off the edge. Okay, so that might even hold one of our pockets once it's all dry. Okay, so I'm not going to mess with it until we're dry, but that will give us a belly band with edges that I really, really like. Okay. So we have our pocket with our doily. So now that I'm using the doily in here, I'm going to want to make sure that I put some pieces of it throughout. So I'll be going back and adding more pieces. You can also add, so this doily, you see it has the decoration on the inside. It was stained, and that's why it got put in my yes, you can use it. And I decided to use it in this because it's dirt color. And this is a garden journal. So I'm just going to go down. Cut all the pieces just like this. Okay. So we can have a lace flip. So there are lots of things you can do with garments. I will put a couple of videos where I have used other garments in junk journals, and I'll put that down below. They're either garment or linen, and so that you can get some other ideas on how to use your garment and your linen in your journal. So how are we going to put this one in? So look at how cool. So we have that flip, and I like to put my flips on the right side because when you open the page, they just end up funny for me when they're on the left side. I think it might be kind of fun to put it here. It will cover this list. It's in the front. My other flip is in the back. We don't have a lot of other doily back here or in the front, so I think this will be good. And again, I'm going to kind of put it towards the top so that some of that mess will go off the top. Okay, could also come in and put down and I think we will because we have it. I'll put down a line of the frayed edge. This is actually the frayed edge of the ruffle part of the skirt. Let's put that down. That'll cover up any of the ink that might be coming out. Okay, so there we have our beautiful lace flip. So I can write my list. It doesn't have to be seen all the time, but it's still accessible. Okay, so what do we have? I have all the ones I showed you that we had made before with the edge and using it as a tab pocket. We have attaching it like a patch onto a page. We have a belly band, which you could also make a belly band using your linen or your garment. We have our linen flip. And come on back here. We have our linen and garment pocket with the edge coming off the edge and a little bit of the fray coming off the bottom. Then in the very back, we have our fabric flip made with our garment, stamped, and the linen doily edge. So all of those different things using our linen and our garment. So which one was your favorite? I think I love the edges, all of the edges, but I really love how this is turning out. And I can't wait to do more. So I will be adding more of the stamp on fabric. And so there you go. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, put them in the comments down below. If you love this video, make sure you go watch another video because YouTube likes that. Find something to celebrate every day. Don't forget to subscribe and have an amazing day. Thanks for being here. Bye. Bye-bye.